Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Can you believe that we've been at this online learning for 2 weeks already? I just can't believe how fast it's going. I hope it's going well for you and that you have figured out a routine and the best way to get through the work. Hopefully you are not finding it too overwhelming after the first 2 weeks. So on Friday, I left you guys with a question where you were going to be making your own Venn diagram. Let's take a look at how that should have turned out. So we need to start, when it comes to filling in the circles, there are really 3 sections that we have to fill in. And the first one that we have to do, the order is important here. The first one that we have to know is the one in the very center. And here's why. This 18 dogs that we have over on the side here, what that tells me is that this entire circle has to have 18 for a total. But that circle is divided into 2 parts. So right now I'm not sure how to divide the 18 up. So unless I have a number here, I can't figure out the number here. Sometimes people are mistaken and think that that 18 would go right in here. But this section is for people who have only a dog and no cat. These 18 people that we're talking about, we don't know if they have a cat or not. We just know there's 18 people with a dog. So these 2 sections add up to 18. And we could say the same thing for the cat. People with cats are 17. So these 2 sections would add up to 17. I cannot just put the 17 in this section because some of those 17 people might have a dog as well. So some of those 17 will go here, people who have a cat and a dog, and the people that go out here are the people that have a cat only. So our work is going to be to figure out what number goes in the middle. So anytime in math that we don't know the number, we use a variable. So I'm going to use X for the middle number. Now what I'm putting in here in blue is kind of like my rough work. So if X is the number of people in the middle and the whole dog circle has to add up to 18, then to figure out the number out here, I would take 18, subtract the X people that are in that circle already. Kind of the same thing here for cats. I know that the cat circle, which means this section and this section, have to add up to 17. So 17 subtract X is how I'll figure out this portion. Now, the four that people that had neither a cat nor a dog are pretty easy to put in. We just stick them right in there. Now, there's 29 people surveyed. And so what that tells us is our universal, now remember, I've got the U here for universal set. Our universal set has a total of 29 elements, meaning this section plus this section plus this section plus this section. All 4 sections have to add up to 29. So here's how that equation would look. 18 subtract X plus X plus 17 subtract X plus 4, adding up all the sections to say that would equal 29 elements. Now in our work, sometimes that looks crazy, like where did all those pieces come from? You might want to put brackets around those binomials if you want, because it makes it more obvious that you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections adding up to 29. but the brackets don't make any difference in our actual work. So when we start combining like terms, this negative x and the positive x, those cancel each other out. I'm going to add up the 18, the 17, and the 4 to get 39. And we still have this negative x sitting here. So I have the left side in simplest form. And now the isolating steps. I've got to subtract 39 from both sides. Negative x is equal to negative 10. If I divide both sides by negative 1, I get positive x is equal to positive 10. So when I go to fill in my Venn diagram, I'm going to put my answers in red. So x came out to be 10. So this middle section has 10 people in it. So there are 10 people that have a dog and a cat. And then over on the left-hand side here, 18 subtract x. So 18 subtract 10 would give me 8. So if you take a look at this circle, this is where we put all the people that have a dog. Notice that the total in that circle is 18, just like it was supposed to be. We'll do the same thing to finish off the cat circle. So 17 subtract x, or 17 subtract 10, tells us that there would be 7 in this section. And then 4 is one of our values as well. So there is our Venn diagram. Hopefully that went well for you. Our second video today is going to give you an opportunity to try that another 1 or 2 times. So if it's a little rusty, don't worry, we're not done with it quite yet. Today, our main focus, or our new concept, will be about reading Venn diagrams. So this is probably even more important than making a Venn diagram, is being able to interpret the Venn diagram and what the different sections represent. So we'll start off with some that are a little bit on the easier side and make our way to the ones that are a little trickier. So we have a diagram below, shows the classes students are taking. And we're comparing music to drama. So remember, everybody in this circle takes music. Everybody in this circle, 2 sections, but that whole circle, everyone in there takes drama. So that first question, how many students are taking drama, we have to include the entire circle, everybody in that circle, and there are 30 people in that circle. Now, how many students are taking only drama? So now we're not going to count the 10 that are here, because those 10, if you look closely, they belong to the music circle. So the music circle has these 10 people plus these 11 people in it. So those 10 that are in the center, they take both music and drama. So our answer on this one is coming right from here, because these 20 people are in the drama circle, but they are not in the music circle. So 20 people, or 20 students, are not taking music, but they are taking drama. Okay, now, I didn't mention, but you don't need to worry too much about copying down notes or anything like that. I will post the notes that we make from this video, so it will have all the answers filled in for you. But again, I think for something like this one, it's more about watching, listening, and when it's time to try a question, all you'll need is paper and pencil. All right, let's look at number 2. The diagram below shows the attributes of flowers in a flower shop. So we can see they're sorting out some flowers here, red flowers and flowers with thorns. And then how many flowers only had thorns? So I want you to think about your answer. On these ones, I'll slow down to let you think about it, and then I will put the answer in. So right now, only thorns would be the 3 flowers that are out in this section right here, because those 3 are in the thorn circle, but they are not in the red circle. And then how many flowers were red and had thorns? Now we're looking at the 3 that are here, because if you look really carefully, those 3 are in the red circle, and they are also in the thorn circle. So we're looking at 3 again. The diagram below shows the pets students in a class owned. So we see that we've got some people have a dog, some people have a cat, and because there is a number in the center, I see that there's 20 people that had both. These 20 are in the dog circle and they're in the cat circle, so they belong to both sets. Now, here's our first one where we're seeing the connecting word or. So recall back, we said that in math, or has a different meaning than in daily life. So in math, it means a dog or a cat or both. So when you're faced with an or question, I also want you to think about in lesson 2, how we said or is the same thing as union. So we're finding the union between these 2 sets. Now remember, union meant you took all the elements from one set and added all the elements from the other set, and that you never repeated any numbers or any elements in there. We said union is kind of like adding the sets together. So we look at all the numbers that are in the circles. These 12 people had a dog. These 10 had a cat. These 20 had both a dog and a cat. So when we say how many had a dog or a cat, we take 12 plus 20 plus 10, and we get a total of 42. So or means add, and we add everything that's in the circle. And then how many people had a dog but not a cat? So when we look in the dog circle, these 12 had a dog, these 20 had a dog and a cat. So it is 12 people who had a dog but not a cat. The diagram below shows the sports people watched. And we're looking at soccer and baseball as our 2 sets. How many people watched baseball and soccer? So that's where we look here, 11 people. Because remember, if you take a look, those 11 people are in the soccer set, but they're also in the baseball set. So that overlap area is the and section. They belong to both. Now here's our first go with a percentage question. So what percent of people watch soccer? So what we need to do, first of all, is figure out how many people were in the survey. So we're going to get our total number of people by adding all the sections. So 17 plus 11 plus 4, 32. So 32 people in total. And if we're looking at soccer, let's add up the number of people who watch soccer, because it's not 17. Everybody in this circle watched soccer. So we have to do 17 plus 11. There's 28 people who like to watch soccer, 28 out of 32. So there's how we'll get our percentage. Now remember, you'll have to multiply by 100. And if let's go 87.5% of the people surveyed like to watch soccer. So just a basic percentage calculation. Okay, and the diagram below shows the drinks people consumed at a football game. So we've got water and we've got soda. How many people drank water? So this is the place that really shows if we understand the Venn diagram, remembering that everybody in the circle drank water. So add those two sections up and we'll say 23 people, oops, right here, sorry, 23 people drank water. And how many drank soda? Again, everybody in this circle drank soda, so I need to add up 13 plus 16 to get 29 people that drank soda. Okay, now watch your connector words here, and water and soda. I have to look right here because this 13 belongs to both circles. It's in the water circle and it's in the soda circle. So there are 13 people that drank both. Now, or's that one that is a little trickier. We just looked at it on that last page. Or is where we're going to add up all the numbers that are in the diagram. So 10 plus 13 plus 16 comes out to be 39 people that drank water or soda. Drinking soda only are these 16 people because they are in the soda circle, but they are not in the water circle. And drinking neither, probably the easiest one to pick out. And yet sometimes it's easy to miss that number that's on the outside, but there were 7 people that drank neither the water or the soda. All right, so what I need you to do now is get out a piece of paper and a pencil, and I want you to hit pause and give this one a try. As soon as you're done, come on back and we'll see how you made out. All right, so we're looking here at diagram below shows the gender of student siblings. Pardon me. So the first question, how many students have pardon me. How many students have only a brother? So 19 people have only a brother. How many students have a brother and a sister? So we're looking right at that overlap. There's 18 students that have a brother and a sister. How many have a sister? So be careful on this one. Everybody in this circle has a sister, so I've got to add the 18 plus the 8. There's 26 students that have a sister. How many have only a sister? That's the 8. How many have neither is 10. Have a brother or a sister. So remember, or means add. We're adding all the numbers that are in these circles. So 19 plus 18 plus 8 comes to 45 people. Having neither, we've already answered. How many are in the class? So remember, your universal set Everybody in this rectangle is part of the class. So I'm going to add the 10 plus 19 plus 18 plus 8, and I get 55. And I'll have to use that number when I work on the percent down here. So what percent of the class have a brother? So first of all, what I need to do is figure out how many have a brother. So everybody in this circle has a brother. I add up the 19 plus the 18 and I get 37. So 37 out of 55 people have a brother. Divide those numbers, multiply by 100, and we get 67%. All right. So from this, we have hopefully a pretty good idea of how to read or how to, I guess, figure out what the Venn diagram means and what all the different sections mean. And in video number 2, we're going to go through and you guys are going to try making diagrams and reading diagrams, but we will be going through and doing it together.